I really didn't want to make this video for a lot of reasons because one, um, I I I realize I don't have a high capacity for drama. I don't have a high capacity for I don't have a high capacity for drama. I just like to make things simple. Because I would classify myself as a pretty emotional guy. But I also thought, man, this is such a huge learning opportunity and maybe teaching moment for some people on how to deal with these situations that I was like, why not? And so that's why I'm here. Jesus is the best. It's your boy MoFresh. So I just went through maybe an hour ago what you would call in 2025 a racist encounter, but I want to explain it and I want to give so much more context, and hopefully for others who go through things like this, you will have a roadmap on how to interact, react, and overall conduct yourself in a manner that allows you to be victorious in this day and age and in this society. So my wife and I, she's Hispanic, she's Mexican, I'm black and Irish, so I am white. But I identify as a black man. That's all I know growing up. The thing that told me I was white, other than my light skin, was 23andMe. So I'm saying that just to set the tone, right? So we had a birthday party for our grandmother and aunt / cousin / whatever. So we were there, celebrating the birthday. So I'm dressing dope. I had a photo shoot earlier that I did at my job because I work in photography and social media design and stuff like that. So we had a photo shoot. I'm gonna dress fly. I'm gonna have my little Ralph Lauren shirt. I'm gonna have my my watch on. I'm gonna have my little Yeezy shoes on. I'm gonna have some baggy jeans. I'm gonna look cool today. So we went over there. My wife, she's in a tank top and some sweats because if you know anything about Hispanic families, we had like 12 of us in maybe a 600 square foot space, and they're all giants. Not because they're Hispanic, is because literally my wife and their entire family, they're all tall. I'm tall, but her family is tall. They're all 6'5" and up, and it's just normal. So anyways, I'm not about to put on my business attire. No, so I'm dressing casual, right? It's a Saturday, 12 o'clock on a Saturday. I'm not trying to dress formal. I do that Monday through Friday. I'm gonna look fly. I'm gonna put on some dope stuff. We get after that, we already talked to her. Oh man, let's go to this winery place. I'm gonna omit the name because I don't want any negative backlash unintentionally to come on this restaurant and establishment. And hopefully at the end of the video it makes sense why I'm omitting the name as well, because this is not an attempt, or this video shouldn't be a purpose towards weapon. It shouldn't be used to weaponize or attack anybody. That's not what I'm trying to do right now. So bottom line, we had sing happy birthday, awesome. A little bit about us. Our grandmother, she's deaf. So, we had to do it all in, sign language, clap at the end. We leave and I'm like, let's go to the place, right? I'm not thinking about what I'm wearing. I'm not thinking about anything. I'm not thinking about the ambiance or the setting of the place, because I as a American, as a consumer, as a customer, I have accumulated money and I'm going to spend it as I please. So I want to go in my exact attire to this place. pull up. It's a nice place. It's in Tustin, at the district. That'll narrow it down for a lot of people, but I'm not going to share what place. You're going to find that on your own. We pull up. I get out, Again, it's a kind of fancy. Mind you, I want to share, not boastfully, not nowhere near towards that, but I will share money is not an issue. It's not an issue. My wife and I, we work very hard. I put myself, it's not even about me. God, the Lord above, Jesus Christ. I've been blessed to have the positions and the ability to do these things where money isn't a big obstacle. It's always a factor in all of our lives, but it's not an obstacle for me. So I can be a little bit more comfortable. I can have nicer things. I'm not rich by any means, but I can have nicer things. We pull up to this, we get out the car, we're going inside. And oh my gosh, we go to the front desk, right? To the hostess. It's a nice restaurant, mind you. It's a nice place. We go inside. The lady asks, "May I help you?" With that face. And I said, immediately when she said, "May I help you?" a chord struck. I'm going to ask you a question to answer to yourself. To ask yourself at the end of this video, or just think back to it. When have you ever went to a restaurant? Denny's, IHOP, BJ's, whatever restaurant, McDonald's. When have you ever went to a place, right, and they ask you, "May I help you?" Where would you hear "May I help you"? Think about that. Well, you'll hear "May I help you" if you're lost, at a store, and they're like, "Oh, may I help you?" Like, do you need, I don't want to put that in your brain, but just think, if you've heard "May I help you," awesome. But she said, "May I help you?" and she looked confused, right? So when I heard that, I instantly wanted to play the part. I said, "You know what? I get it." I look at what my wife and I are wearing. I see the elegance of the place, and I said, Not fully on attire, but I want to say it's also has something to do with the fact of what I'm wearing and also how I look. Okay, because the place is, and it is predominantly white. That's not a problem. But I'm just trying to set the scene for everybody, right? She said, "May I help you?" confused. The place is empty. There's nobody there. Literally no one there. And when I mean no one, there 2 people there. I'm looking at a bunch of empty. It's 4:00. I imagine that place gets popping around 7 and to 10 or 11, right? Because there's drinks there. It's a bar place, and it's a very elegant restaurant. So I imagine people are going there for dinner. Fancy. It's a Saturday, so Saturday night. But not a Saturday at 4. That's not really the popping time. I don't think so. I used to work in restaurants, so I'm going to say that emphatically, like, not the most popping time, right? Not on a Saturday. People will trickle in around 6:30-ish. That's when it's like, okay. So we get there. May I help you? So I want to play the part. She's probably not used to seeing somebody like me come in. Fair. There's nothing wrong. I'm just saying fair. She's probably not used to seeing somebody like me come in. So I said, "Oh, is there any availability?" I literally started talking like that. "Oh my God, okay. Is there any, availability?" I'm staring and like on purpose at the empty places, at the empty seats. There's no reservations, mind you. I just want you to let you guys know there are no reservations. We checked. There's no reservations. So I said, "Is there any ways, I can sit, is there any open place?" She looks around. There's a lady next to her. She was like, I think we're able to squeeze you in, right? So she walks us to empty. Again, I worked at restaurants, so again, I might be jumping levels for some people, but I just believe me when I say this. Just please trust me. There were no reservations. The place was open, right? She's like, "I think we can squeeze you in." We sit down. So when I sat there, I had thought of this. I said, "You know what? I want to help her, not call her out, none of that. I want to help her by making a statement, which is, I understand most likely at this restaurant, not them in particular, even though the two ladies were white, blonde hair too. I'm not saying they don't encounter a lot of black people. She might have been dating a black person, or her family might be black. Like she might have. That's not what I'm saying. But I imagine, this is an assumption, but I imagine based on her response and how she had phrased it, she's not used to somebody with this kind of attire. My wife had not a revealing tank top, just like a athletic, little tank top or whatever. Some cool sweats on, not regular gray. It was like a little fancy, and some white slip-ons, right? She's probably not used to people that look like us coming in to a really nice restaurant like that without thinking like, oh my gosh, I think you're looking for the BJs. Oh, common mistake. The BJs are around the corner. No. We're here. She didn't say that, but I'm saying in her mind, when she said, may I help you? She's probably like, oh, they're probably trying to check the menu, but when they see the price. No, we checked the prices. I wanted to take my wife somewhere nice. It's a Saturday. We saw this place. We're like, we're going. Long story short, we're looking at food. I'm like, we pretty much order whatever, right? I'm not looking at the prices. I'm like, I want that lobster risotto. I'm gonna take this wine right there. My wife got a wine as well. And then, she wanted lemonade. We'll get the lemonade on the side. And it was very apparent when the server came, when she started serving us. She's an incredible server, by the way. That we are accustomed to the prices. This is not our first rodeo. We will order exactly what we want. And we kind of have an idea of what we want, how we want it. This is not our first time there, right? So the server knew that. We're helping out. She's offering us all these other things, right? Give her a nice tip. And as she's giving me the check, I wanted to plant this visual into their minds. Hopefully it helps the next person who looks like me coming after. I'll explain that right here. I don't want this video to go too long, but when she gave me the check, I already had my card out. I don't need to see the check. I gave her she said, oh. She already said that, oh, yeah, right away. Went over there. I just wanted to plant the visual in their minds that if you see a person that looks like me, right? They don't have to wear a polo t-shirt and some boat shorts and some boat shoes. They don't have to have, I'm not saying this for everybody, but they don't have to have a white woman next to them or be a part of a party of other people who are predominantly white. Like, oh, these guys, oh, this is one of your friends. Oh, that makes sense. Right on. How many? How many in your party? That's where you would go anywhere. How many in your party? Not may I help you. I'm going to omit the name because this is not an attack. I hope you guys can see this. I'm not paying an attack, but I just wanted to create the picture where there are people who could be dressed like this because I don't know about you, but when I grew up, it was around hip hop. It was around, you're not saying you walk in like 50 Cent, but it's around hip hop. I actually like the drip that comes with business attire. So typically I can pop out like most of the time, not rarely, but most of the time, because that's how I dress Monday through Friday. That's my casual attire. I'm always drippy business attire. I work with a lot of great professionals in the very high places. So, and I like the drip of it. When I worked at Zara, I kind of got the taste for elegance in this area, right? But also, I have my streetwear. I'm black. Can I show this? Look at this. You see the jeans on? These are baggy blue jeans. I thought this was a freaking fly fit. A nice watch, subtle watch on, just to be like, oh snap. And I got my black wedding ring. Because I'm married. I just was like, man, this is a dope look. And I want to just pop out with this smooth, I just want to be myself. I don't want to go home and change because what I take from that experience was she's probably used to the people who look like me, dress like the people she's accustomed of seeing, right? Which, again, not right or wrong, but maybe more accustomed to, tailored to white people, which is unfortunate. It's so unfortunate because they're it's just different cultures built off of different things. Not right or wrong, it's just different. But if I want to wear a white tee and some ripped jeans and I want to sit at a place. Or I want to be myself. And I don't want to be told because of myself, may I help you? Like, are you lost? Like, oh, we might be able to squeeze you in. Like, I think when you see the prices, you might want to leave. Like, that was the interaction. It wasn't, oh, right this way. There's nobody there. And, like, you guys get paid off a tip. So, what I realized is that there's probably just not more. There's not many I've took from there. There was 2 other black people there. The people started flowing in after that. Families coming in. And they had a particular race, right? White or Asian. And that's common in the Tustin, Irvine area. And I understand it. But then I got a little, the chord that was struck in me was like, why are there not more black people that look like me that can dress just like how they want to dress without fear of anything, walk into their sit down and with that natural interaction and just the natural occurrences of people that look like me who want to dress like this. Coming in, it'll be more. So when they come in, you're not gonna say, "Man, I hope," you're gonna just say, how many are in your party? Let's get you started. There's an empty house. Let's get you in. I just think that whole interaction in the beginning was the part that, could have been predicated on race, maybe the attire. All in all, I want more of us to be at these fancy restaurants and not teach them in a negative way, but just open up people's minds, because I cannot blame them for what they are accustomed of seeing. Sadly, if I don't want to get into politics, but I can speak on my people. And what I will say is that, unfortunately, these stereotypes sometimes are confirmed or affirmed in some places. Like, 8 out of 10, I have this judgment, and 8 out of 10, when I look at the news or I look around here, yep, it's correct. And I don't like that stigma, because there are a lot of intellectual black men. There's a lot of intellectual, it doesn't matter the race, but because it has played a factor, and because in some regards, not that it's actually true, but in some people's minds, it does play a factor. I just think I just think it is worth it to speak on this. I think it's worth it. I think it's beneficial to speak on this, because I just want, I want the next person to come in and I want the hostess, I want the servers, I want everybody there to know that this is completely fine. That this person isn't lost because they're in a whatever they want, whatever drip they want to wear, whatever the new wave is. Like, they're not lost. They belong here. They know where they came. I don't need to redirect them. I know Apple Maps is crazy, but it's not that crazy. You know what I mean? Like, we know where we are. We pulled up here. We did our research, and if they didn't, amen. Let them find out. But I want it to just be such a more fluid and natural occurrence that we don't have to even second guess for them. We just accept as soon as we see, this is normal. So really, to the brothers, to the sisters, to everybody, not just them, just to everybody, like, let's saturate these, what we would call like fine dining or elegant play. Let's saturate it with it. With us being ourselves. If you are the kind of person that wants to pop out with some crazy fly stuff, then go be fly and go to those places. Don't waste it on a Burger King. Don't waste it on McDonald's. Don't waste it on a Cane's, even though I think those places are great. Don't waste it on those places. Like, go to somewhere nice. Spend some good money. Because I know there's a lot of us that make a lot of money, but when I looked around, there's nothing wrong with the black people there. It's just, like, it wouldn't bat an eye for them because they are dressed like all the other people. But I wonder, the thought experiment would be, I posit, what if this is what they believe is the acceptable thing to wear at this place and not necessarily what they want to wear? I hope that thought experiment, I hope that question makes sense to some. But this isn't supposed to be a race or rage bait video. This simply is a interaction that I had, and I just really like to share it, and hopefully this can get to more people. My hopes that it does, because I just want to stimulate the mind in that way. Yeah, I want the discussion. So if you have questions, if you have comments, if you're totally against what I'm saying, if you only can see the negative, I would like to hear your perspectives as well in the comments below. If you have awesome things to share, if you could relate, if you understand what I'm saying, if you're on that frequency, again, that's not higher or lower. I'm just saying if you're dialed into that frequency, then comment below. Everybody is welcome here. We live in a free country with the freedom of speech, and I fully want that to be exercised. It doesn't matter where I fall on that. That is the open discourse that we have in this country, and we just got to take advantage of it, because it just doesn't really exist in other places. So I'm not about to censor you. So go crazy at me or for me or confused. I love if you go to all my videos. I'm in every comment section, and I'm responding to everybody. So Jesus is the best. It's your boy MoFresh. Let me know what you think below. Like, comment, and I would ask if my personality, if this video somehow sparked your interest, I think that this channel will be awesome for you. Go ahead, that subscribe button as well. Anyway, Jesus is the best. It's your boy MoFresh. I'll catch you on the next one. See ya. Wouldn't wanna beat ya.